In this episode, I had the opportunity to interview Andy Donnachie, the COO of the CPD Group. Andy shared so much value, clear insights, and answered so many of the questions people have been asking for. It was truly an honor to hear the correct information, the do's and don'ts, and what to look out for when it comes to CPD. I believe in this interview will be very helpful for those who want to become CPD providers, as well as for anyone who never stopped learning and is always looking to gain CPD certificates.
Hello, Annie. Hello, everybody. Yes, my name is Andy Donnachie. I'm the Chief Operating Officer or COO of the CPD Group. So yes, I'm just here today to answer all those questions that your network might have, Annie, just to kind of put a little bit of context to everything, because CPD, is bounced around a lot, the terminology and CPD accreditation. So it's just about kind of pulling back those curtains and just telling you exactly what it is today.
Perfect. So I got the first question for you, and I have lots of people have been asking me, what is CPD and how does it work?
Absolutely right. So CPD stands for Continuing Professional Development. So it kind of is what it says on the tin. All right. So it's about continuing to grow as a professional. So any training that people take part in as a professional to kind of expand on their knowledge or skills is classed as CPD. Okay, so it might be that you go away to learn something about a particular technique or a particular treatment, for example. You go off and do a training course about it. It's not a qualification, which we'll touch on later, no doubt, Annie, but it is a CPD course. It helps people to continue to grow in their profession, to develop new skills, new knowledge for them to be able to continue to progress and stay up to date with all the changes that there might have been in their industry.
Anyone can get CPD. I mean, like any students that want to learn more, be able to get the CPD, right?
Absolutely. Yes. CPD is open to everybody. So it is about just kind of learning new skills and new behaviors and new knowledge, to be able to kind of, expand upon your range of things that you're able to do as a professional. So it is open to everybody and anybody can take part in CPD. It means various CPD courses might have different prerequisites for you to enroll upon that course. Like, for example, they may expect you to be at a certain education level before you can jump onto the course with them. But, that's all very much down to the individual training provider. And it will, they'll be telling you all about those kind of things before you enroll anyway.
For anyone can get CPD. Right. So number two, the second question that I got, this is really popular question, Andy. How is a CPD different from VTCT or other official qualifications?
Absolutely. Now, that's a question that we have to answer quite a lot ourselves, to be honest with you, Annie. Okay. So you have to look at it in two different worlds. Qualifications, one side, and CPDs on the other. Okay, they're very, very separate and very, very different. Okay, so qualifications are regulated pieces of learning which go through organizations that are called awarding organizations. Okay, they are regulated by a non-ministerial government department called Ofqual. Okay, so Ofqual sit at the top and they regulate everybody underneath them. So qualifications sit over on that side of the journey. Okay, meaning that if you sit a qualification, it's very structured, very rigid, and there is particular learning outcomes, specific amount of hours that you must contribute to those qualification journeys, etc. And then you, by the end of it, after successful completion, you are issued a regulated qualification certificate, which means you are qualified in a particular subject at a particular level. Okay, CPD courses on the other side of that journey are there to support those qualifications. So once you've completed your qualification, you're expected to then continue to keep up to date, to keep that qualification relevant, okay? To make sure that you are still in the knowledge that is given to you in the qualification, but you are keeping up to date with any changes that might have happened in that industry over time. Let's say, for example, you did a qualification 5 years ago. The law within your industry may have changed within that 5-year period. So CPD courses are there to keep you up to date of all the latest trends, all the latest changes, all the latest, changes in law, for example, so that you can keep up to date and specialize in your subject, but fresh in knowledge that is relevant and up to date. Okay. So those are the two different pathways. You do not get a qualification from doing a CPD course. You only get a qualification from doing it over on this side of the journey through an awarding organization. What you do gain from CPD is knowledge, skills, all of those things that you still do gain from doing this quality training, but it is not a qualification. Okay, so you are not technically qualified in a particular subject if all you have done is a CPD certificate rather than a qualification. I hope that makes
Oh,
sense.
yeah, it does make sense. So it's like the VTCT, if we could say they're a bit higher, so it like to make it more to see the big pictures, make it more understanding. So VTCT is like university, and we have
Kind of.
yeah.
In a way,
Oh,
yes.
and then you have to, so you finish university, but that's it, it's done, it's stopped there. But it's still, we got to continue learning some skills, some technique. Some years might change, like you said, the law might change, or like COVID just happened, everything changed. The CPD will be able to like continue learning new skill, new technique all the time, update all the time.
Absolutely. I mean, you think about it like building a house, for example. The
Yeah,
foundation is your qualification, your
it's
knowledge.
VTCT, the foundation.
That's correct. So that's the base knowledge that you gain from doing your qualification with VTCT or other awarding organizations that are out there. Okay, so once your qualification is embedded, it becomes the foundation. Okay, after that point, you start to build on top of that. All right, with all the various bits of knowledge and all the various skills and behaviors that you want to then go off and do within your career. So the foundation learning is always there because that's the qualification you took part in at the beginning. Okay. And then all of the CPD courses become the bricks on top that help you develop and build the rest of the house.
Oh, that so much makes sense because I have so many students, they have VTCT already, but then they still want CPD from, for example, Meon, Siri On. She's like one of the best massage, but they want CPD from her because she have her unique technique. She
Right.
so they the now is a lot of makes sense what you said now. They got VTCT already, but I want deep tissue from that person because that person have some skill that I don't have that I want to improve. So it's never end there. Even though you have VTCT, you can still learning more skill, more technique from other people that be able to provide you with CPD. That is makes sense. Thank you. I like that one. That's yeah, that's clear a lot of the question now. Right. Okay. So number three, Andy, who can become a CPD provider?
The answer to that, Annie, is literally anybody who is delivering CPD. Okay, so continuing professional development. The way that we look at CPD, it doesn't have to be a classroom course. You know, the traditional kind of course that we all know very well through school is tutor standing at the front and all the students sitting learning, etc. That's one form of CPD, but there are several different other kind of formats that we look at, and we see them all as equal. So it might be, you know, people are delivering a webinar in this kind of format that we're doing today, where they're imparting their knowledge, their skills, that, you know, all of these kind of information can be delivered in this way. And people will sit at the end of a webinar, taking on that information in board, and then using that within their own day-to-day practice or within their career in general. So webinars have a really big space in the CPD world right now. We also accredit, you know, we call it editorials. So it's the written word. So it might be a journal or an academic kind of article that has been put together by a professional on a particular subject within a particular industry. So we see that the learning from that is just as valuable as sitting in front of that person telling you it, because, you know, you're still getting the same level of information from that individual, whether it's written down or spoken to you. So anybody who's created educational content, whether they're a company, whether they're a sole trader, you know, and they are actually sharing that information with other people, whether it be in the classroom, online training, webinars, the written word, we class all of those people as being CPD providers. So anybody in that kind of area is able to apply to us to become an approved provider with us.
So when they become a CPD provider, it means they can be able to teach other people. They can
Not
open.
quite, no, not quite. Just to get,
Oh,
yes, that's a common misunderstanding, Annie.
yeah.
Okay, so what happens is when you become an approved provider with us, it
Yes.
means that we've reviewed you, your organization, you as a sole trader, and you have all of the things in place, like your policies and procedures, to be what we class as CPD ready. Okay, so ready to deliver high quality CPD. But it doesn't mean that you're accredited in any form at that position, okay? What we must do is our approved providers are then given an account on our portal, where they then can apply to have an accreditation plan to then submit their courses to us to be reviewed against our accredited framework. Only once that process is complete and our assessors have reviewed the courses themselves and made sure that all the materials are fit for purpose, they're all up to date and everything is good to go, and all of the elements of our framework have been met, okay, that's when we provide accreditation. At that point, you are then free to go and teach those courses as CPD accredited.
Oh yes, yeah, yeah, I got that. We lots of the academy that being opened. Yes, it's not easy. It's a lot being through that I done, but it's not hard. But it's still, is you guys just, yeah, I can tell that you guys been looked through so much. You don't just like get everyone just pass so easy like that. So it mean once the course is accredited, for example, it could be 24. If you teach 24 hours, you get 24 credit, right?
Correct.
Like that.
Yes,
So
I mean
it
that.
mean, yeah, it mean
Sorry.
after that they can teach other people. Yeah, after they accredit the course, the training have been passed, have been accredited, they can teach other people. They can open academy, and they can give the CPD certificate to their own students under
Absolutely.
under the organization.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, once we've accredited a course, what we look at through that process is the course materials themselves. So what we are saying when we provide accreditation for a particular course is the learning journey from start to finish of this piece of training is valuable to the learner. It meets industry standard. It's what people require. It's what employers are looking for. And it means that everything that we've looked at means that it will be delivered in a confident and safe manner. Okay. Now it's down to the individual companies to make sure that the people delivering the training are qualified to do so. You know, that's a separate thing that we do. We accredit trainers as a separate entity if people require that. So we have two various accreditation routes for this particularly. One is for the course. We are saying when we give the course accreditation that this learning journey is fantastic. It meets all of our requirements of our accredited framework and is fit for purpose for the industry that it's designed to serve. Okay, the second part of that is if you want to have your trainers as a company accredited by us, we will look at the individuals and make sure that they have all the qualifications in place to be a top class educator as well. Okay, so there are two quite separate journeys. But to have a course accredited, you simply submit it to us. We will review that against our accredited framework. And once it's accredited, you can then promote that as a company, as we have got a CPD accredited piece of training here for you in this title.
Mm-hmm. So, for example, if myself, I have submit, let's say, personal branding
Yes.
training, yes. And do I need to become like a teacher qualification as a teacher to be able to teach other people like a personal branding?
You don't have to be accredited as a trainer with us to be able to deliver that. No. Okay. It's something that people do come to us for because they want to demonstrate their professionalism. They want to show off that they are really qualified in their field. And we give you a little trainer card that you can use to tap on people's phones, etc., to demonstrate all your credentials. Okay, but what we always recommend is that if you are training an accredited piece of training, a course that we've CPD accredited, that you have the appropriate things in place to be an educator. You know, so it might be that you're qualified at an AET kind of course that you might have done, whether that's a CPD or a qualification, but it gives you the skill set to be able to deliver training properly. Okay, now I'm not 100% sure of the VTCT qualifications that your client base kind of go through, but I would hope that there might be an element of training and teaching within that as well. You know, but it might be something for your clients to look into. But we do recommend that every company that is delivering accredited CPD training employ the right people to do the training.
So it means it's not necessary. They don't really have to have educator qualification to be able to teach what the skill that they have.
Well, you don't have to have our CPD training
Yeah.
accreditation for that,
Yes.
for to be a trainer. No, you don't require that at all. Okay. It is a good option for people to have because it is another way to demonstrate that they are qualified as an educator. Okay. But what I'm saying here is that we accredit the course itself and the company. It's their responsibility to ensure that those people delivering that accredited training are the best people to do that.
Makes sense. Yeah, that's
I mean,
good.
the thing is, as well, is in terms of, teaching qualifications, when we have trainers coming in for accreditation, it's not always mandatory that they have a teaching qualification because a lot of people through their work over time have been, they've gone into a trainer position within their organization. They haven't got a qualification, but they've had 20 years experience of doing so. So they are a top educator, but they don't have a qualification to say that they're an educator. Do you know what I mean? But they are a professional. They have been doing it for such a long time, and they've been training people all over the world for several years. So when we're looking at accrediting trainers in that way, we take their experience and their qualifications into consideration. So it's not just a qualification means you're a great educator. I mean, it does help people become educators, obviously, but other people with valid experience are also suited to be educators.
Yeah, understand now. Now that makes it. It's true though. Like lots of people, they've been doing massage and teaching for like 10 years, over 10 years.
Yeah.
They don't even have the qualification to become a teacher, but they just love teaching. They love sharing their knowledge, but they're stuck because they can't. They never be able to give out the certificate to their students to be proud of. But now the CPD be able to provide them with that. It's really, really good. Okay, let's move on to number four, Andy. What the main benefits of being CPD provider?
Well, there's several. There's several, and it comes from all different angles, really. So imagine, if your clients are just starting an academy, as you mentioned, they want to, to go on a new adventure, going down the training academy route. Okay, becoming an approved provider with us, one of the first things that you'll find is when you're going through the application, there's an area where we touch upon the policies that you have in place. Many new startup companies don't have these policies in place as of yet because they're a brand new company. So what we do within our system is give you a downloadable template for each of the policies that we recommend that you have in place, which you can then download and adapt to fit your own company requirements, and then use that and adopt it as your own company policy. Okay, so once you've been through that entire process, there's a whole vast array of resources that are all for free that people can touch upon and use and and see if it's something that they need for their business. Okay, so there's that kind of support in the background as well. Again, all completely free of charge. You also get a certificate that shows that you've been through the process with us, and we've said that you are CPD ready, which means that you were ready to deliver high quality CPD. We also give you a logo to represent that as well, which you can put on a website if you have a website developed for your business as well. Oh, there's so many to go through, right? But again, once you've got that account on our portal, we have a very safe and secure way for you to actually submit your courses to us. It's all done through the portal, all right? So you can submit all of your materials to us, okay? And it is all completely safe and secure so that you've got assurances that people won't be able to hack it and get all of your materials and use them for their own purposes. I mean, on that front as well, we make sure that everybody signs a non-disclosure agreement with us that gives you kind of legal protection to show you that we won't use your materials for any other purpose than having it accredited. Okay. Now, to have that accreditation plan put in place, as I mentioned earlier, you do have to purchase that from us through your account. But we've introduced a whole range of different payment options from Klarna to, all the various different options available to you to kind of find the best and most suitable payment option that will suit you and your business. Okay, so there's lots and lots of different benefits to becoming an approved provider with us. Okay, but the biggest one really is to be able to demonstrate that you are in partnership with the CPD group, because our brand we are the only certified CPD accreditation organization in the industry. Okay, which means that we've demonstrated to the CPD register that we meet their terms of recognition. And, all of our policies, our procedures and everything are completely transparent and laid out there for everybody to see. Okay, so having our brand next to your own is a real kind of signal of quality.
Mm. I probably have to add at my end as well how the become CPD provider benefit them. For my own students, they are on the massage shop.
Mhm.
So they earned income only from doing massage.
Yeah.
And now, after they become CPD provider and they love to share their knowledge and share like teaching other people. Now they not just earn income, only just one from massage. They earn income from teaching as well. And they're so proud that they just from nobody and just the small business owner to be able to give their own student the CPD certificate from their credit from their training. One of them is sound bath healing. Doing massage and uh, the sound bath healing for massage. Can you imagine? And she's so proud and she brags about it on social media, like how it's improved. And it's not just that about the money, but her own clients, the massage, feel more that she's so professional because she not just do massage, she also teachings as well. So her businesses grow. This is not just one, it's a few people like this. That's why, Andy, we love the CPD group so much. That's why you are here talking to me, because at the same time, we want to thank you that you guys give this opportunity to, to like us, the small business owners. So yeah, this is another benefit that I want to, input to this as well.
That-
Perfect.
That's
Good.
great to hear, Annie. It's nice to hear those kind of stories coming back, to be quite honest with you.
I will interview all of them so that you can hear this story, how appreciate they are that CPD be able to give them this opportunity, and they are so proud. So yeah, thank you, whoever created the CPD group. We want to thank you, you guys. Okay, Eddie, number five, let me ask the question number five. Can a CPD certificate be used to get insurance for a Thai massage business?
The answer is yes. Yes, it can. Okay, so any practitioner who's delivering Thai massage who has gained a CPD certificate, I mean, we always do say go and speak to all the insurance companies that you wish to work with, because they all have different rules and regulations, etc. I mean, I can't comment on those because we are completely independent of all insurance companies. Okay, but what I can say is that yes, we have clients who deliver massage who use CPD certification to gain insurance policies in the UK. Okay, so it is a yes, you can gain insurance through UK insurance companies using CPD certificates.
Perfect. That's probably answer lots of questions for other people as well. Right. Okay. Number six, Andy. Is a CPD certificate accepted by employers and good enough to apply for a job?
Yes, again, the answer is yes. Okay, now all employers are different. You know, some might have different things that they're looking for, but in the main, what they are looking for is somebody who has been taught, you know, to a high standard, a particular subject, like Thai massage, for example. But then also, once they employ them, are they insurable? So going back to the last question, you know, yes, you can be insured off the back of a CPD certificate in the UK for massage. Okay, so there's no reason why somebody wouldn't be able to employ you off the back of your CPD certificates. Okay, especially CPD certificates that come with a reputable CPD accreditation logo attached to them. Okay, because there are lots of different CPD accreditation organizations out there. Some, I won't mention any names, that are less reputable than others. Okay, so insurance companies now are starting to look for those top-end CPD accreditors to make sure that the training that people have been on have been accredited properly through a reputable CPD accreditation organization. Okay, so those certificates with our brand on, and I can speak for ourselves, I can't really speak for the other organizations, but if people that see our brand on a certificate can automatically say, right, that course has been, you know, assessed to a high standard, it meets industry requirements for that particular subject matter, okay, because the CPD group are who they are. They're a certified CPD accreditation organization. So if an employer sees that we have accredited a course, that person then takes the course to an employer to show them, to say, look, I've done this particular subject. So that means I'm competent in that industry, and also I can be insured to deliver that treatment for you. So yes, ultimately people can be employed off the back of their CPD certificate.
Who don't want to employ someone who like always, continue learning all the time?
Absolutely. I mean, it just shows something about the individual, doesn't it? Where you actually got a passion for what you're doing, and you're continuing to grow, and you're continuing to keep up to date as well. Because it's really important that people don't just sit there after doing their qualification and then just hope the world passes them by and they just carry on as normal. You know, you have to keep up to date, make sure that what you're doing is still correct. It's still how, you know, the insurance companies want it. It's still how industry needs it. It's still the way that things should be done. And also it still like fits into the law of the land, you know, and things like that are still being maintained. So showing that you are a continuous learner, it can only be a benefit to an employer.
That's really good. And yeah, I see lots of CPD out there, but we see a lots of the yellow one, the orange one out there too. Okay, Andy, number seven, what makes the CPD group different from the other CPD organizations?
Absolutely. Again, I mean, firstly, the one thing that I would shout about on our behalf, because I'm very proud of it, is our certified status. Okay, so the CPD register, I'm not sure if you or your clients know of the CPD register, but they are a certification body that basically, keep an eye on CPD accreditation organizations to make sure that they're doing things properly. So they have a certification mark that you can apply for. So we've applied for that, and we've actually been the first, and I think currently we're the only one still who have been given that accolade. Okay, so we stand above the rest because we have our certified status. What that process demonstrates is that we are transparent. From our ownership all the way down to our policies, our procedures, how we operate. So we've had to give all that information to the register as part of the application process for our certified status. Okay, so that means that what we're doing is top of the pile. Okay, so we're very, very proud of that. And I'll talk about that all day long in another podcast. Want to do that, all right? But that's one thing that does make us stand out from the rest of the organizations that are out there. And the other one is that we actually do what we say we're going to do and what people are paying for. The services that we offer, okay? So once you have an accreditation plan in place and you submit courses to us, we will look at every single course that you submit to us to make sure that it meets our accredited framework criteria, okay? It's really important that people understand that some companies don't do that. Right? They might tell you they do that, but they actually don't review the courses you submit to them. Some of the organizations, again, I'm not going to mention any names here, okay? But some organizations use, it's a method called blanket accreditation, where they simply, if let's say you submit 5 courses to them for accreditation, they will look at 1 or 2 of them and then give you a logo for all of them to say, oh, they're all great, but without actually looking at all of them, which we don't find fit for purpose. I am aware of a few organizations as well that are out there that don't even look at any of your materials. You just submit your courses to them and they'll give you a logo back. So ultimately, they've just sold you a logo. They haven't looked at your courses to make sure that they're fit for purpose, they're up to date, they're in line with the current laws. All of that kind of stuff is missing. They haven't checked any of it. So we do make sure that every single course that we look at, and I mean we look at every single one of them, is aligned to our accredited framework and all of the various standards that we apply to our assessment process. Okay, so that is really important for people to understand. Not all CPD accreditation organizations are the same. Okay, we are a very, very customer first focused organization as well, where it's real people dealing with real people. Okay, because we find that approach is so much better. From the point that somebody comes on board with us, they have somebody to talk to. They have an advisor there talking them all the way through and supporting them all the way through their application process, right the way through to having their courses accredited with our accreditation and compliance team. And once that whole process is complete, you'll be assigned a dedicated account manager to help you on your journey right the way through your relationship with the CPD group. Okay, so that is quite different to some of the other organizations that are out there as well. Another important key thing that makes us different is when people join us, they come into a contract with us, okay? But we don't operate an auto-renewal contract. You'll find this with other organizations, so please do look out for this. That once you sign up to their contracts, there's a little, the fine print that says if you don't cancel with us 3 months before the end of your contract, you're going to be back in again for another year or another 2 years. Okay, so lots of people don't want to continue with their accreditation, but they don't know that clause is there. So they're caught into another 2 years of having to pay for their accreditation when they might not require it. Okay, so it's something to watch out for. With us, your dedicated account manager will contact you and make sure that everything is going well. If you want to continue, lovely. If you don't, there is no penalty for doing that. Okay, all of your courses, the accreditation applied to them will just naturally expire when they're supposed to, and then you can leave with no problems whatsoever. You're not tied into any kind of sneaky contracts here, there, and everywhere. Okay. So we also like to position ourselves as a information and guidance organization about CPD. So you don't have to be our customer for us to help you, okay? Because we're here to kind of, as I said earlier, pull back the curtains of what CPD accreditation is, okay? Make sure that people have the information that they require to make informed decisions, okay? Because it is a bit of a minefield because there are so many different organizations out there all saying different things and claiming different things. So we have put together on our website, there's an area where you can go and look at all of our blogs that go through all of this variety of information, kind of explaining to you what to look out for, what CPD actually is and what it should be, and all this various information from professionals all over the world, about their journeys through CPD, etc. So go and have a look at the website and go to the blogs as well and check all that stuff out. We've also got a YouTube channel called CPD TV, okay, where I host a podcast where we bring lots of different people and professionals together to tell people about CPD, to tell them about their journeys, and to explain again, all the different bits and bobs that they need to understand to make informed decisions within the industry, okay? So quite a lot sets us apart from the other organizations. And, it's about kind of giving that information to people so they can make the choices themselves.
Well, I don't know if you're aware, I submit so many courses and so many organization, the academy for my students. To be honest with you, back and forward, to not just part, like I say, when you tell me that you look through a lot, you go through to make sure everything is in place, everything accredited, you got A, C, accredited that
Right.
have to
Absolutely.
be correct with the A, with the C, what's the stand for. And I was like,
That's
wow,
our framework. Yeah.
it's a framework. I was like, wow, even and when you just talk about we not just do it ourselves, you got someone in there to help. I've been speaking to Liz. She's been on the phone with me for 2 hours to go through the manuals, the regulations, like because the law have been changed, the date, the year or something like that. I was so impressed because no one will be on the phone for like 2 hours to help, but she's just so determined to for us to success to to be able to get approved. Yes. Oh, that's why we love the CPD. You guys are so amazing. You're not just selling the logo like you said. You go through a lot because I'm the one who's doing it myself, so I know I go back and forth, submit. Oh, this is wrong, you need to change this word, tweak this a little bit, to make sure everything is correctly, everything is like like you say, the framework. So yeah, I do believe we don't just do it just us. We do have someone in there. I speak to Katie, Liz, and Rebecca, so I can name all of them. They've been helping
Yeah.
me. So yeah, I'm in it. So I so believe worth it, worth every penny and everything to be. And yes, I myself just expire and I'm gonna expand. Yes, you send the email. One of the account team send the email, say Annie Bennett Academy, your course is about to expire. Yeah, you don't just automatically, like renew without asking us if we want to
Absolutely.
stay renew or not. I might want to. I don't want to teach that anymore. I want to teach something else because it's 2025, 2026. CapCut is changed, Wix websites is all changed. So I want to, update my courses. So I want to change that. So yeah, you guys are really amazing for doing those kind of things, not just renew without, auto renew like you said.
Yeah, it's really important for us, because we're here to help people. We're not here to just make money out of people. It's about a two-way process. And as you just mentioned there, talking with Liz and Rebecca, and I mean, they're part of our accreditation and compliance team. All of the people in that office are there specifically for that, to provide you with feedback, to make sure that when you're teaching people, that you're teaching them the correct information. And it is all up to date, and it is all, the I's are dotted and the T's are crossed and everything is perfect and ready for action. Okay. That we align everything, to industry standards to make sure that the feedback that you're getting is relevant. It all makes sense and it all is geared up to making your course the best it can be. So that way, you've got a partner in crime, so to speak. We're there with you, trying to help you be the best you can be. And that's how people need to, view our services. We're not here to say, oh, your course isn't great, it needs to be improved. It's not about that. It's about working with you to say this would make your course better. Okay, and this needs to be changed because it's not quite accurate. And if you share that with a learner, they're going to go away thinking that information is correct, and then unfortunately it's not. So there's all these kind of processes, and you're absolutely right. You have someone to talk to, so we can always book you in with your assessor once they've provided you with feedback. If it's something that you don't quite understand or it's something you need a little bit of support with, just let us know and we'll book you in, and you can talk to your assessor and just go through it, whether it's a video call like this and whether it's over the phone. We're happy to support you.
Yes, perfect. The CPD is the best. Yes.
I agree.
Right. Okay, Andy, we come to number 8 now. The number 8
Uh,
question is, how does the CPD group make sure a provider's training meets high standards?
Absolutely. This is something that our entire accreditation and compliance team focus on daily. All right. So it's about making sure that industry needs are met, employers' needs are met, And the courses that are being delivered are relevant for the individual it's being taught to. Okay, so how do we do that? All right. So we look at a whole variety of resources that are available to us. Okay, so whether it's a qualification specification in the same subject area, apprenticeship standards, when we actually look at the frameworks and marry off all the information to the frameworks, national occupational standards for a particular industry, or even kind of educational, kind of industry or employer-led frameworks that are out there. So we gather all that information together, and we make sure, because all of those pieces are written with employers and industry in mind. Okay, so those are directing us as to what employers need, what employers are looking for. Okay, so if this person is trained in this subject, is it going to be any good for them? Because you might get trained in a subject which has got nothing to do with what employers are looking for. So your certificate, although it's CPD accredited, isn't going to support you in getting a job, because it's not relevant to what all the employers want, okay, or what industry requires. So we make sure that and over time, we've developed our own matrix as well from all of the various, courses that we've accredited in the past in all the various subject areas. Okay, so we look at all the information that's provided to us and make sure that those industry needs are being met by these courses. If they're not, your assessor will feed back to you and say, look, you're missing a really key piece of information here around health and safety, or, hygiene, or whatever it might be. And without that information, the learner is not going to have what they need. They're not going to be equipped with what they need to succeed in that career path. Okay, so you need to add that. Okay, so then they will go away, add that piece of information, bring it back to the assessor, and the assessor will go, fantastic. You've met all of the criteria now. You've added all the information that's relevant to the learner to find that career path. Okay, so that's the kind of process we go through. So there's a lot of information that we research. There's a lot of information that we make sure that courses are meeting and making sure that the industries that they're serving are being serviced properly. And the people that are going into those industries are, as they've got the information that they need to succeed and the skills that they need to succeed.
So to say it's not easy, but at the same time, it's not too difficult. If you do everything as a framework, you do everything correctly with all that you have the information provide. Like I said, I've been there, done that, so I know.
Yeah, absolutely.
But still, it's not like you're never gonna pass, because you guys always there to help.
Exactly, but
Support all
let's
the time.
bring you up to the point. When we have this quite often, people
Yeah.
submit courses to us that are quite far away from meeting our accredited framework criteria. So it's not about saying fail, we'll take your money, see you later. That's not what we're here for. We're here to make sure that individual understands what they do need to meet the framework and why they need to have that information in place as well. Okay, we don't just say to someone, oh, you need to put that in your course. They go and put it in and that's it, over, because they don't understand why they need to put that in the course. So we're here to educate people as well, to explain why it's important to put that information in, why the learner needs it, and what that is ultimately going to help them achieve in the long run. Okay, so we're working with you, as I say. It's about kind of a two-way partnership where we're here to get you to the point of accreditation so that you understand why you've been taken on that journey with us. Okay, so that when you teach it to other people, you're confident that the information you're sharing is for a reason, and it's to help them progress in their careers.
Yeah, that makes sense. And that's very good. It's for us to teach, not just and for the students, they not just come to us and buy certificate. They learn something. They
100%.
they gain the knowledge, the true knowledge and skill. This is something that we want. We don't want just, buy certificates, sell certificates. So that's really good. Okay,
Yeah.
Andy, number 9. Are CPD certificates recognized internationally or only in the UK?
The CPD group, again, I can't speak for other organizations, but our accredited kind of logos and brand is accepted all over the globe. Okay, so we have customers using our accreditation all over the world as we speak right now. There are events happening in different parts of the world where our accreditation is what people are using to actually bring people to their events and to their training courses. And they're using their certificates for their regulatory body or for their employers or whoever it is that they need to demonstrate their continuing professional development to. So yes, ultimately, our accreditation is recognized globally as a signifier of standards and quality.
So, Annie, if, for example, if someone in Thailand and teaching massage,
Mm-hmm.
but they want to be able to, and they not just teach for Thai people, they teach like, some British, some people from England go to
Mhm,
Thailand and want to learn Thai massage from Thai person. It
mhm.
mean if that person, the teacher, want to become a CPD provider, submit all the trainings and everything, even though she's in Thailand, she still be able to have certificate from CPD, the CPD group.
Absolutely, absolutely.
So
Yes. I mean, this is what we do quite a lot. So we have companies abroad that use our accreditation services, one, to help them bring courses up to our standards and to meet our accredited framework. And then two, to be able to demonstrate to people from all over the world that my course is of a quality standard. It's not just me saying it, the CPD group is saying it as well, which is one of the important benefits for them selling their course to other people. It's got international recognition from the CPD group. Okay, and another thing that we do as well that other companies don't is we work closely with the CPD register. I was saying how we're a certified organization with them as well. But what we do with all of our approved providers is we put their company and all of their accredited courses onto the CPD register so that it's accessible to the entire world. Okay, so that I can verify my certificate if I did it in Thailand, if I did it in, Outer Mongolia, if I did it in Poland, that accreditation still has the same unique value and standards attached to it. Okay, so regardless of where it was delivered, because we assess everything on a universal way against our accredited framework. Then we put it onto the register, as I mentioned, so it's on their public directory, which is accessible all over the world. So each of our courses, once it's accredited, has a unique identification number for its accreditation. So if I wanted to verify that this person from Poland who brought their certificate over to the UK or Thailand brought their certificate with them, but it had the CPD group accreditation on it, I could go to the CPD register, type in the unique number, and it will bring up their listing, excuse me, to show me that that course is indeed accredited by the CPD group, which means the standards are attached and it is valid until a certain date, these kind of things. So the accreditation is valid and accessible from all over the world.
to be honest with you, I done that myself. I want to know when I was at the beginning of the journey with the CPD group, I had to go dig down and find out what this is about. So after I sign up, have my course, so I learn about the CPD register and I
Mm,
put the number of myself. You can put the number, you can put the name of your organization. It will
correct.
come up. It will come up the listing that you say. It come up my academy and what course that I have. And I try with my students as well. So we were so proud. I was like, oh my God, we on there. So it's mean we register. So yeah, like you say, so people can search and can check if we really, really like accredit with the CPD.
CPD register, what they're trying to do with the certified being a certification body and certifying organizations like ours and the register is it's all about transparency. It's all about trying to say that these people are CPD accredited. These people are not CPD accredited, if you know what I mean. So putting the power back to the CPD consumer so that people can trust in what they're buying and they're actually, when they pay for something, they know what they're getting. So again, with organizations that I mentioned previously that are just selling logos,
Mm.
there's a very good chance they're not using the CPD register for obvious reasons because they're not doing things properly. Okay, so if you go to search for a particular, training course and you don't find it on the register, okay, then there may be questions to be asked about that organization. So it's helping people kind of pull back the curtains, as I keep mentioning, to actually see what's in front of them rather than just falling for a nice website and a fancy looking logo, that kind of thing, which unfortunately happens.
Yeah. So, well, we are with the register, CPD register. We on there. So we're proud of it.
Absolutely.
So we're there.
So you should be. But it's a good sales tool as well for you guys to be able to say to us, oh, don't just take my word for it. Go to the CPD register, and check me out. Because it builds confidence in people when they're going to buy something. If they can go away themselves, have a look at, your credentials and make sure that the accreditation is in place like you said it was, it just builds that level of trust. So when they come back to purchase from you, they've got absolutely no reason to think otherwise.
Yeah, perfect. Last question, Andy. What advice would you give Thai massage and Thai beauty trainers who want to run CPD credit courses?
The first thing is choose your CPD accreditation company wisely. We've talked about this throughout this conversation, Annie. It's making sure that you do your due diligence. I mean, hopefully everybody just comes to the CPD group. I mean, that's what I would like, because I know that you're going to get what you pay for. Okay. You're going to get the service, as you've quite rightly described as well. A top quality team really working with you to get your accreditation ready and to make sure that you are in the best position you can be as an academy. Okay. But there are other companies out there. Okay. The prices might look really attractive, but if it's too good to be true, it generally is too good to be true. Do you know what I mean? So just be careful. If you ever see people saying, oh, you can have an unlimited amount of courses accredited by us, it's a red flag for me straight away, because how could you possibly accredit thousands of courses for next to no money? I mean, there's people involved in accrediting courses. All of these kind of things just raise red flags for me all over the place. So do your due diligence. Use the CPD register, because what they've done is they've created a kind of a profile of all the various companies that are out there, and their opinion is on their website of what these companies' operations are like. Okay, so please do choose your accreditation partner wisely. But again, come to us. We'll sort everything out for you. Okay, the next one is, once you've chosen your accreditation partner and you're deciding on creating your courses, lots of people now, and we're seeing it every day, are just turning to AI tools to write their courses for them. Okay. Now, AI is great for what it is, but it's still brand new technology and it still makes stuff up. Okay. We did a nice blog on this. Our marketing manager looked at it and asked it to give us some statistics in the world of CPD. So it gave us statistics. Then she asked it, where did you get these statistics from? And AI came back and says, oh, sorry, I just made those up. Right. So even AI is telling you that it's just making stuff up. Even the head of ChatGPT, the guy who created it, was in an interview recently, and he was saying, I just don't understand why people trust it so much, because it's in its infancy, and the information it's gathering is only as good as what's on the internet, which isn't always accurate, or it might be out of date, these kind of things. So what we're finding is people are creating courses using AI tools, and that's it. They're not even reading it before submitting it to us. Okay. And we're finding through our assessment team that the information that's in these courses is far from correct. Okay. So we're having to go back and work really in depth with these organizations to make sure the courses become accreditable. Okay. So yes, use AI to create the structure, the kind of the skeleton of your course. But you, the trainer, are the expert, okay? You're the person that needs to put the meat on the bones and fill it all in to make sure that the course is ready to be delivered to the students, okay? That's a big thing I try to get across to everybody. And then ultimately, the next bit of advice is, as we were saying earlier, when you were talking about Liz and the accreditation and compliance team and Rebecca, etc., okay? It's about taking their feedback as constructive criticism. Okay, it's not there to be like obstructive. They're not trying to say your course isn't good enough or anything like that. Work with them. All right, take the feedback that they give you and work with them on it to make your course the best it can be, because that's ultimately what they're trying to achieve with you. Okay, so those are the three key things, if you ask me. Choose your accreditation partner wisely. Don't rely on AI solely for the development of your training. And when you're using our services, use them properly, and really kind of embrace what your assessors are trying to do with you.
Perfect. So the question I want to ask Andy, like we have to submit the manual as well?
Yes.
That is one of the parts, one of the key, that very important. But manuals, because I have, like I said, I have to do a lot of research and dig down a lot. Even though VTCT still have to have manual as well, right? So they do have manual for you to buy, but you need to make sure it's a good place. You can buy it and you can, but just make sure, because I have made mistake a lot. I bought it like a US one, and then the laws are different. So make sure you buy from the UK, and then you can see, and it's really, really good resource. Is it okay for us to do that? Yeah?
It is okay for you to buy manuals, yes. But the one thing that I would just put out there is some of the manuals that you buy on their websites, it's already pre-accredited and it's ready for accreditation. That's not always the case when you come to the CPD group. Okay, so yes, you may buy the manual online, but don't be surprised if your assessor still comes back to you and asks you to make a few adaptations or add some information that's missing. Okay, because not all the manuals are the best quality, but again, they have a really nice website that makes you think it is.
But they're quite useful. Yes, I
Oh,
do.
yes, very useful because it's a good
We
starting point. Okay.
yeah.
It's a good starting point. But it's important to know that when you buy one of these manuals and you're the trainer, that you understand all the information that's in it before you go and teach it to someone else, obviously.
Perfect. So yes, so that I think that all we got today, 10 questions from Andy, and I'm sure lots of my audience or lots of people, viewers who are listening to this will understand more about the CPD and have lots of more information. And also, Andy, if anyone listened to me before the 7th of the September, we have the webinar coming up, how
Oh,
to
yes,
CPD
yeah.
submission, that I will walk you through every step from like registered with the website to sign up, submit the training, submit the course. One that I'm going to show to you guys because I have myself, I've been done so many courses, so many training. And hopefully Andy will be there to just, meet you guys in person on Zoom on the 7th of September if anyone wants to join us. So thank you so much, Andy,
No
for
problem at all. It's been lovely, Annie.
taking your time to talking to me to tell a lot of information. Anything else that you want to pass through to people who are listening right now before we close the conversation, the interview?
The last thing I would say is if you've got any questions, just come and ask us. Okay, we're here to answer any questions. As I mentioned before, you don't have to be our customer to take advantage of our support. Okay, we're here to help everybody. I mean, you can go to our website, we can email us, we've got a live chat on our website. Okay, so you can just talk to us there if you want to. You can give us a ring, anything you want, just ask us and we'll be able to help you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. And thank you so much, everyone, for listening to me and Andy today. Me, Annie Bennett from the Annie Bennett podcast. Thank you. Take care, Andy. Bye.
Thank
Thank
you.
you so
Take care.
much.
Bye bye, Annie.
Bye.